What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. With this video, we are jumping into X-Men's Marauders, issue number 1. This story will be picking up after the events of Marauders Annual, issue number 1. If you haven't been keeping up with that, the Immortal X-Men, X-Men Red, go ahead, check out the links in my description as well as the top of this video. When it comes to the X-Men, we have been covering almost every single issue. This story is written by Steve Orlando. The artist is Eleanor Carlini. The color artist is Matt Milla. And we are given Bishop and Captain Pryde. With the two of them coming together, what they have done is reform the Marauders, having Aurora, Somnus, Tempo, Dakin, and Psylocke. Be sure to buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into issue number 1, we are picking up right in the craziness, taking us to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. We currently have an individual by the name of Fever Pitch. He appears to go nuclear, unable to control his powers. This is where the Marauders show up on scene, stopping the local authorities from actually taking this guy out, because that's their go-to. If we can't stop them, if we can't control them, we might as well just put a bullet in their head. Without hesitation, we have Bishop, Psylocke, and Captain Pryde going into the fight. Using their powers together, they are able to get in, get close, make this real personal, and be able to save this mutant. This is what the Marauders are all about. Going out there and saving any mutant, bringing them to Krakoa, to their safe haven, an opportunity to start again. That is exactly what the Marauders stand for. It is a new beginning, a new hope, the second chance. And though Kitty Pryde is now the captain of Marauders, there is something that she still needs to take care of. Back in Marauders Annual issue number 1, she was given a old Mysterium box. At the time, we really didn't understand the significance of what this box meant, because the only information that we really got is that it was 2 billion years old, and it was inscribed with her own handwriting. And inside the puzzle box was a map. As Captain Pryde goes and follows this map, it leads her to one individual. That individual is Cassandra Nova, Xavier's homicidal sister. As Kate comes upon her, what she finds Cassandra doing is harvesting organs from the island of Krakoa. Because if you go deep enough down, Krakoa has organs. But Captain Pryde has come to find out what the heck is going on, why this box led me to you, and what is the purpose of you doing all of this organ harvesting. And we learn that the box, it contains the first blood spilled, letting her know that their past is much richer than they know, and that the last of the first mutant of the second generation, they still fight for life. And there is an opportunity to save them, with her guidance, of course. And Pryde, she is not one to turn her back on any mutant that needs saving. But the truth is, Xavier's sister is responsible for the death of millions of mutants. And that includes Captain Pryde's father. And while she currently has Krakoan amnesty, there is no part of her that is ever gonna trust her, with Cassandra Nova trying to play it off like she's reformed. Because of what Jean Grey had done to her, she says that she wouldn't hurt a fly. Now of course we know this not to be true, and she's definitely gotta have more sinister plans at play. But for the time being, she is the only one that can get them to the first mutants of the second generation. Taking us to Danger Island, we have Psylocke and Tempo. They are currently doing some combat training, and once their training has completed, Tempo does make the notice that what we just did to all of these individuals that we're fighting against in this training scenario, this wasn't rescuing, we were actually pretty violent. We maimed them pretty badly. And Psylocke knows that while many of these are gonna be rescue missions, that doesn't mean that they're not gonna have to fight. That doesn't mean that they're not gonna have to take lives. In the pursuit of trying to save people's lives, we may have to take some. Taking us back over to Cassandra, she is getting met by Jean Grey. Jean Grey in her old costume, and she has come more or less as a reminder. She wore this costume when she last left her crying at her feet, letting her know that she doesn't want to do it again, but she will. With Cassandra continuing to play up the aspect that she is reformed. After being more or less quote-unquote injected with compassion, she can now realize the horror of what she has done. But for her, it makes it just that much more enjoyable than when she felt nothing at all, as she cleans up all of her tools after harvesting the organs from this island. And no one's really saying anything about this. And while no one's really brought this up, they're not really asking her questions on why she is harvesting organs from the island. Right now, she's got a ship to catch. Taking us to the Boneyard. This is where we have Bishop meeting up with Aurora. Bishop really wanting to make sure that Aurora is sure about joining up on the team. She definitely wants to be there for Dakin, but the other part of it is she has seen so much death when it comes to X Factor that she is ready to save some lives. Picking us up with Dakin and Somnus. Dakin has been more or less reliving everything that happened with Brimstone Love. Dakin is getting the opportunity to just end Love's life over and over and over again, being boiled from the inside out. This is his opportunity to have that payback, the opportunity to try to let go of some of this anger, with Bishop letting everybody know that it's time to board the ship, that Captain Pryde has a surprise for all of them. As they get on the ship, Bishop is already not happy. A lot of people don't know who this is, but Cassandra Nova has joined the Marauders. Bishop knew this was coming, he hated it then, and he doesn't like it now. But for those that don't know, she lets it be known that she is responsible for killing a few million mutants. She does say that this is a light rain compared to the blood at the washed hands of, say, Apocalypse or the gene thief known as Sinister. Both of them were welcomed onto the Quiet Council, while she was given house arrest. And I'm not gonna lie, she kinda does have a point here, because if Krakoa is supposed to be the place of amnesty, it's supposed to be your second chance. When you let people like Apocalypse, like Sinister, onto the Quiet Council, leading this new nation, the idea that you would take someone like Cassandra Nova and put her on house arrest, it really looks more like favoritism. It looks like there is a huge bias, but nonetheless, she has come to help the defenseless. And they are gonna start by looking for the first of them. And while Nova spins this story, Psylocke cannot help but use her powers on Nova. Cassandra more than willing to give up this information to show her exactly what she wants to see. As Psylocke peers into her mind, she sees that Cassandra Nova is telling the truth, or at least she believes that she is telling the truth. The first generation of mutants, they are imprisoned by the Shi'ar Empire, their longtime allies, Xavier's daughter. They all appear to be lying to them. Having this information confirmed, this is their new mission, to go rescue the first of the mutants. As they take off into space and head to find Xavier's daughter, this is when we are taken to the Shi'ar throne world, and Xandra is getting the information that the mutants known as the Marauders are making their way here, that their scans indicate Cassandra Nova is on board, and there's Mysterium that is somehow over 2 billion years old. We have Delphus, who dismisses all of the Super Guardians and Gladiator. Xandra asking who is she to give this order. She exposes herself as Delphus the Red, the Shepherds of Shi'ar history, a rank that far exceeds Super Guardian. This secret society, this secret police, always out there keeping everything in check, staying hidden in plain sight until they are needed. And after hearing this information, she is willing to expose herself, letting her know that her rule is not being changed or challenged. The Kin Crimson have stood here before the throne was even built, when the Shi'ar Empire was nothing more than galactic raiders, letting Her Majesty know that they would never expose themselves if it were not for great reason. Right now, the Marauders are headed directly towards us. and what they seek, it threatens not only the throne, but the entirety of their society. Letting her peer into their ancient history, she says, the first blood spill. Looking into this, being completely and utterly shocked, she knows that this ancient past, it will only lead to war with planet Arakko, with friends, allies, and mutant kind. Giving the order, the Marauders are not allowed to make their way into Shi'ar space. They must never uncover the truth. And that's what takes us to the Marauder spaceship. They are currently making their way through space, and this is when a giant red spaceship comes in directly behind them. Not wasting any time, this ship engages the Marauders. Psylocke and Bishop, they're on the offensive. They suit up, they head outside. Using a mixture of mutant ability and technology, they are trying to take this ship out of the sky while Captain Pryde is making her maneuvers. And this is when a giant field comes up around them. Kitty Pryde does her best to try to phase through this thing, but it might as well be adamantium. Unable to get through, this is when the hole is breached. Psylocke and Bishop are thrown inside as our heroes are ready to take on whatever is about to hit them. This is where we see Eric the Red, and he tells them that it is time to turn back or die. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This is one story I'm glad we're getting more of. A brand new Marauders team coming in, and their first mission is the first mutants of the second generation being imprisoned by the Shi'ar Empire. Not even Xavier's daughter knew about this. This was information that was kept secret. Now, the likelihood that they're still alive is probably slim to none, but there's always that possibility. It's looking more like their blood had been spilled, and in that, they covered it all up. But Xavier's daughter knows that if the Marauders get here, they find this information, it will be all-out war with planet Arakko. This is something that they don't want. This allegiance between the Shi'ar Empire and mutant kind is one of the most beneficial for both sides. And the appearance of Eric the Red. Now, last I saw, I believe that he was thought to be dead, his spaceship crashing, and that was the last we heard of him. At least that's what I remember. I could have missed something that I don't remember or something of that nature, but it's nice to see Eric the Red, the Crimson, all of this stuff really starting to play a part. Ever since the 10 lives and deaths of Wolverine, all of our X-Men stories have been moving forward, pushing the narrative, the agenda, all to the next level. The arrival of Cassandra Nova was completely throwing me off. Did not expect to see her joining the Marauders, but I am very interested to find out why she was harvesting all of the organs from the island. Was this something just to pass her time because she is a freaking psychopath? Or is there something much deeper to this? Is there a purpose for harvesting these organs? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by hitting the Super Thanks button. This button will let you donate directly to the channel, and it will help us out tremendously. If you can't do that, do me a favor and like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and until the next breakdown.